Okay, so we want to take a minute and go through the controls and the displays here inside of our BTE 308 high-row excavator. So on the right-hand side here we have the Caterpillar display. On the left-hand side we've got our BTE display. We've got our custom joysticks here to control all the functions. So a couple things we have on the BTE display. Down here in the bottom on the home screen we've got high rail mode. We can go back and forth between our crawler tracks and our high rail. We have a slow swing enabled. This will actually slow down the swing of the machine if you're doing precision work, that get a little better fine control on that. We have the dim display here that we can lighten it up, darken it, depending if you're working in a tunnel, working in a night, you can take the display brightness down on that. Right here in the middle we've got our current attachment that we're using. This will update depending on what we have selected. And then we have our rotates and our tilts for our rotor tilt, showing when those are moving. Up here at the top we've got our miles per hour. We can, and then we also have kilometers per hour that we can do. And then we have machine status overview. Give any feedback, anything that's going on with it. And then down here in the bottom corner we've got the languages. You've got English, you've got Spanish, you've got French, depending on what your native tongue is on that. And then up here we can change our functions with our tabs along the top. So here we've got our joystick screen. This will tell us all of the buttons and everything on the joystick. This will tell you what it is depending on what attachments you have on. So as we put on a tamper, a tie head, cold air snowblower, brush cutter, any of these buttons will automatically update to show us what we need to use to run that attachment. These are also dynamic, to where when we push them you'll actually see when they light up, which is great for troubleshooting for any mechanics. If you're trying to figure out something's not moving, something may not be working, you can easily check and make sure. The horn works too, as far as that goes. Top right corner here, this is your travel speed for your crawler tracks and also your high rail gear. As you see, when we hit that rabbit turtle, we get the little rabbit icon there for high speed. Turn it off, it goes back to low speed on that. Your horn is on your right handle here. You've got proportional control for your swing boom, and also for your rotate on your rototilt, and also for your tilt on your rototilt. These controls are completely proportional. So you can really feather it when you're working with the tools and have a lot of great control on that. The next one we have is our input screen. This is for us to do some diagnostic works on the machine. We have our output screen. Again, we can do diagnostics if we're trying to troubleshoot something. We can look right here. All right, and the last screen here, this is our attachment screen. So you can come through here and you can actually cycle through and select which attachments you have. You got a picture here to designate which attachment you're selecting. Also up here at the top you'll see that we have an ID with the name of the attachments up top here. And then you've got your PDF viewer in here. So what you can do, you open this up and you've got your operator manual in here. You can actually scroll through and read everything on the operator's manual. We also have, you hit this button, we also have the electrical schematics for the machine are loaded in here, also along with the hydraulic schematics for the machine. So if you're working with a mechanic, you need to do any troubleshooting, you can cycle through and get to all of those. And then when you're done, you got the button here, close the PDF viewer. When you're swapping out attachments on this side over here, you actually have a system. You hold F6 to depressurize. When we hold that button, you'll see you'll get a message. And what it's doing is it's shifting the valves and letting any trapped oil that's out there get back to the tank. You want to make sure the engine's off when you're doing this and the safety bar is down, and do your depressurize, and that will take care of any trap pressure that may be on the attachment when you're changing it out. And then from here, we can just go right back to the home screen. So some of the controls, as I said, we've got our joystick controls here for everything on the rototilt. You got your rotate here. You got your boom swing, you've got your tilt over here, again all your controls for your rototilt and your excavator. On the right hand side here, we've got our coupler lock for changing out attachments. We have our front high rail gear up and down. We've got our rear high rail gear up and down. Over here on this side, we've got the Caterpillar controls. This front knob is actually used to control the screen on the Caterpillar. So you can turn the knob, you can select it, you can use it actually to go side to side to select different parts of the screen to do that. So makes it a little easier to navigate the Caterpillar side. And then back here is your throttle, and back here is all of your windshield wipers, your lights, your alarms, everything back here on that side. Over here on this control, we actually have our rail clamps, our front and rear rail clamps that we can work on here. You got your safety bar right here that you can raise up to get in and out of the cab on that. And then down here you have these will be used for your crawler tracks for moving. When we go into high rail mode, your right track is actually used to travel, and your brakes will automatically come on and off as you move the pedal to actually travel with your high rail gear.